Those enlightening beings who, having wisely reflected on the possibilities of knowledge up to the 9th stage, have made a thorough and discerning investigation, have thoroughly fulfilled pure practices, have gathered inexhaustible provisions, have acquired great stores of virtue and knowledge, have attained great far-reaching compassion, are familiar with the distinctions and differentiations of worldly realms, have gone into the thickets of the realms of sentient beings, focus their perceptions and attentions on approaching entry into the sphere of Buddhas, and are intent on the powers, expertises, and other qualities of Buddhahood, and are said to have reached the stage of coronation with omniscience in all its aspects. Furthermore, enlightening beings who accord with this knowledge and have reached the stage of coronation realize a concentration called undefiled, one called entry into the analysis of differentiations of the cosmos, one called array of adornments of the pinnacle of enlightenment, one called flower of lights of all appearances, one called oceanic container, one called oceanic plenitude, one called vast as space, one called ascertainment of the intrinsic essence of all things, one called adjusting to the mental behavior of all beings, and one called appearing in the presence of all Buddhas. Beginning with these, they realize incalculable millions of concentrations. They enter and emerge from all these concentrations, and, having attained skill in concentration, they experience all the effects of concentration. At the end of the incalculable millions of concentrations, one realizes a concentration of enlightening beings called bearing coronation by the special property of omniscient knowledge. At the moment one realizes this concentration, there appears an immeasurable lotus made of the finest jewels, as large as 10 billion world universes, inlaid with all kinds of jewels, beyond the range of all the worlds, arisen from transmundane roots of goodness, existing in the realm of the essence of illusoriness, appearing based on the cosmos, beyond the range of the heavens, with a jewel stem, a pericarp of incomparable sandalwood, a fringe of huge emeralds, leaves of shining gold, its body flowering with innumerable rays of light, its interior filled with all the finest jewels, covered with a boundlessly vast net of jewels, surrounded by as many great jewel lotuses as atoms in 10 billion world universes. The enlightening being, in a corresponding form, stands by, and immediately upon attainment of the concentration bearing coronation with the special qualities of omniscience, appears seated on the great jewel lotus. As soon as the enlightening being is seated on this great jewel lotus, as many enlightening beings as there are surrounding the jewel lotuses come from the 10 directions, circle that enlightening being, and sit on those great surrounding jewel lotuses, and each of them enter 1,000,000 concentrations, while gazing on the central enlightening being. Immediately, upon everyone's entry into concentration, all worlds quake, all ills cease, all universes are pervaded with revealing light, all worlds are purified, the names of all Buddha lands are voiced, all enlightening beings of the same practice gather, all celestial and human music and song sound forth, all beings become blissful, the inconceivable honoring and attendance of all the perfectly enlightened ones commence, and the circles of all the Buddhas are made known. What is the reason for that? As soon as the enlightening being sits on this great jewel lotus, from the soles of the enlightening being's feet emerge countless millions of light rays, which illumine the uninterrupted great hells in the 10 directions and extinguish the torments of the beings in the hells. From the circles on the knees of the enlightening being emerge countless millions of light rays which illumine all the animal realms in the 10 directions and extinguish the sufferings of all the animals. From the sphere of the navel emerge countless millions of rays of light which illumine all the ghost realms in the 10 directions and extinguish all the pains of all the beings in the ghost realms. From the left and right sides of the enlightening being emerge countless millions of rays of light which illumine the humans in the 10 directions and extinguish human sufferings. From both hands emerge countless millions of light rays which illumine the abodes of celestials and titans, extinguishing their pains. From the shoulders emerge countless millions of rays of light which illumine all those in the vehicle of listeners, followers of the elementary teachings in the 10 directions, and present to them a way of entry into the light of the teaching. From the back of the neck emerge countless millions of rays of light which illumine all the individually awakened ones in the 10 directions and present to them a method for quiescent concentration. From the face emerge countless millions of light rays which illumine all the enlightening beings in the 10 directions, from those who have just been inspired for the first time up to those who have reached the 9th stage, and present to them the principle of wisdom and skill in means. From the circle of hair between the brows of the enlightening being emerge countless millions of rays of light which shine on the abodes of demons in the 10 directions and eclipse them, and then illumine the enlightening beings who have reached the stage of coronation and disappear into their bodies. From the top of the head emerge as many rays of light as atoms in countless millions of billion world universes, illumining the sites of congregation of all Buddhas throughout the reaches of the space of the cosmos. Then circling the world to the right in 10 ways. Then stopping in the sky and forming a great circular network of lights, and then proceeding to make a great offering called blazing light to all Buddhas. That offering is such that the offerings of all enlightening beings from the first inspiration up to the 9th stage cannot compare even to the smallest fraction of it.